If you've been stuck in overwhelm, overthinking, and it's exhausting you, then this protocol is for you. I put together a reset protocol to help people like you, people like me, people in general who get stuck in this rut when they're in their head too much and they just struggle to move forward. And this can happen for any kind of reason. Like it could be something happening with work, it could be relationships, it can be trying to add the gym into an already busy life. There's so many, I guess, reasons and purposes of which you could actually apply the reset protocol. And I do think that this reset protocol is applicable to anyone, anywhere, in any situation because it goes down beneath the surface. We address the problem beneath the problem, which is exactly how I like to coach. It's the thing I'd like to do. Instead of snipping at the leaves in the top, we like to go deep into the root, understand that, change your perception around that, and then move through that. Because here's the thing. Right now, you might be feeling stuck. You're struggling. You're not able to overcome an overthinking mind. You're not able to focus. You're not able to think or see things clearly or know what to do. Maybe you're trying to perfect things and get things right. Doesn't matter what the problem is or what the specific details are. We always come back to the reset. We start by, as you can see here, regulating your body, emptying your mind, shifting the emotional charge, and establishing the one thing, the one priority action decision to make and take to move you forward. And then, of course, it always ends in action because all of this mindset work we talk about, if it doesn't result in an action, then what are we doing it for? We're not here just to self-soothe. We're here to restore a calm mind, a calm body, and neutralized emotions instead of it being fluctuated and all over the place, to still the mind instead of it being noisy. And once we have that, we have access to that higher part of our brain that can see things in order, that can move through the chaos, the noise that's outside, and actually take action and make progress towards our goals, our dreams, our vision, our mission, whatever that thing is for you, that goal that you have in your mind. It all starts here in the present moment. But if you're unable to be present in the moment, you're disempowering yourself to be able to take action. Until you reset and run this protocol, you're going to stay stuck, stagnant. And that is a frustrating place to be, especially when you know how important your goals are to you. So this process, I'm just going to run you through it. And I would like you to actually do it immediately. Don't delay, don't procrastinate. Run through this method now. So if you have a pen, paper, or your phone notes ready, make sure your space is quiet and you're not going to be interrupted. So it should take, 10, 15 minutes to run this full method. And once we do it once, you can do it again, you can do it again. It's a tool in your toolkit that you can use forever. It's one that I use regularly, and it's now been packaged up and simplified into something that you can run day to day, anytime that you feel you're stuck in overthinking, overwhelm. Okay? So let's move. How do we move? There we go. So when your head is everywhere, there's so much like competing priorities, there's unmade decisions. We're thinking about things in the past, we're thinking about things in the future, and it's all distracting us from being powerfully present in the moment. Maybe in the past you were doing things well and you're comparing now to when things were working. And it's like, why the fuck stuff's not going right? It was before I had this. I thought I kind of knew what I was doing, but we get imbalanced. Our expectations don't match and adapt to a changing circumstance, a changing environment, and that's what creates stress. Stress is the inability to adapt to a changing circumstance and situation. Pressure, if we feel pressure, it's because we have a fantasy. There's this thing that we should be doing, we have to do, we must do, but we're not doing it. We feel pressure. It's that gap. And neither of them are, I guess, productive states. Stress can be when it's perceived as eustress and not distress. Eustress being wellness promoting, it inspires into action, rather than distress, it kind of holds us back, keeps us down, and puts us into that lower level mind state, what I call, which is basically our amygdala. You're a lot more reactive, irrational, and you can't see and think clearly. That's essentially where you're stuck when you need a reset. When you're stuck in that lower part of your brain and you're feeling unfulfilled and discontent and just maybe beating yourself up, frustrating with yourself and feeling like you're just fucking stuck in a muddle. It's because you're in that lower part of your brain where your perceptions are black and white, all or nothing. You can't see both sides clearly. We're trying to avoid pain and seek pleasure, which can often result in us defaulting to comfort foods or avoiding, say, like going to the gym or avoiding just doing the hard thing that you know is going to move you forward. Peak growth occurs at the border of support and challenge, and when we're in that state, we avoid challenge and we seek support, which keeps us juvenilely dependent instead of precociously independent, meaning you don't take steps forward to move, to grow, to make progress towards your goals and dreams. This is exhausting. Like, understand that when your mind's in this place, your emotions are all in this place, your energy is also all over the place, and so focus. And without that clear laser focus, nothing gets done. We don't have energy by the end of, say, midday, when the reality is that once you run a reset protocol and you're in action and you're being productive, living by priority, then we can have more energy at the end of the day rather than day at the end of our energy. So there's a lot of symptoms that you're going to experience. Feeling tired, drained, exhausted, you can't switch off, you're lying in bed scrolling, you're just eating junk food. It's like all these things typically come back to you feeling unfulfilled, stressed out, in that lower state of mind. It feels like it feels heavier, you feel heavier, you feel like you're in the dark, maybe even have the bags under your eyes, can't focus, you're always looking on the phone. And it's like, what the fuck do you even do? Well, again, it comes back to stop thinking about all of this and come back to yourself. Prioritize yourself. Pay attention to yourself. And just understand that a reset isn't a restart. Like, we reset all the time. I think it's worth resetting each day, each week. Like, at the start of each day, end of each day, the end of each week, having a bit of time, bit of space for yourself, for your mind, for your body, just to breathe, relax, focus, set your priorities, and just make sure you're taking action each day towards your goals. And when you're in that calm state, you don't need to force things. Things just flow. Shit happens, shit gets done. And it's just a powerful state to be in and come back to. It's your natural resting state. And you can maintain that state through practicing the reset protocol. So here we go. First, this is a truth, right? I used to think I was always the problem, like there's something wrong with me, but it wasn't. Overwhelm, overthinking, stress, they aren't the problem. They're natural human emotions. We all feel it at one time or another. It's not that you're lazy, it's not that you lack discipline, it's just all feedback. It's feedback revealing to you that there's something in your perceptions that you're not quite seeing. Your decisions or your actions, they're just not aligning with what you really want or what's truly valuable and important to you. Look and seek to understand what the feedback is telling you instead of judging it and criticizing it and missing the whole blessing in it all. Because in every stressing there is a blessing, and when you're overthinking, there's a reason for it. You get something out of that. What are you getting out of overthinking? Overwhelm. What is that guiding you to? There's a reason you're overwhelmed. So instead of beating yourself down and blaming yourself for not being able to take action and not feeling like focused and thinking that you are the problem, fuck that. Like, you're not the problem. You have these symptoms to let you know that there's something you're not seeing. There's missing information. There's chaos somewhere in your mind, somewhere where there's a lopsided perception where you're not seeing two sides. You're not seeing both the positive and the negative equally. And anytime we have that split, that imbalance, that's when we're going to feel like we're in chaos, when we can't focus, we can't think, and we're just stuck in inaction, and we just revert back to comfort because we're not in the correct state to move forward. So, values, expectations, these are really the root cause of a lot of these kind of overthinking and overwhelm. And I mean, if you're unable to adapt your expectations and just understand how whatever is going on, how it's serving you, how it's giving you the opportunity to fulfill what's most important to you, then you're going to wish and want it to be another way. Which, by the way, if you feel kind of down in the dumps and depressed about things, it's like you're comparing your reality right now to a fantasy of how you think it should be. A fantasy being this exaggerated upside of things would be better if it wouldn't. It would just have another negative and positive that you don't see the negative to, you just see it as overly positive. And when you compare your current reality to that, again, that's going to make you feel depressed, like you're going to feel kind of down. Anytime you compare your current reality to the fantasy. So find the drawbacks of the fantasy so that you can appreciate your reality. And then that way you'll be in a present state of mind in order to take action and move forward. So again, you'll feel pressure when you have that fantasy too. The constant overthinking, it leaks energy. Like you drain your energy when you're stuck in that state. And that is why you're so tired. It's like that really is. It's what goes on up here mentally and emotionally is going to have an impact on how you feel in your body. All right. So you get stuck in survival mode. Like when that pressure is too much, when your expectations and your reality aren't matching, you're going to be stuck in survival mode and you're not going to be in thrival mode. And thrival mode is when you have that mental clarity, when you can perceive how whatever is happening external to you or what you're doing, how that's serving you, how that's helping you fulfill your values, the things that are most important, positive and or negative, especially the negative, then you're going to feel more fulfilled when you're able to see that. And if you can't see that, it's just going to feel like, what the fuck's going on? This is all happening to me instead of for me. You're going to see every obstacle is in the way and stopping you and inhibiting you. When the reality is that if you just change your perception, you zoom out and you look at it from a different angle, you're going to notice and realize that this is happening for you. These are your challenges. This is your opportunity to grow. And without this opportunity to grow right now, without going through this overwhelm and overthinking and draining your energy, then you wouldn't have the opportunity to grow. Remember, maximum growth occurs at the border of support and challenge. So if you take away the challenge, it's like, well, you're not going to grow. You're just going to stay playing small, shrinking, and instead of confronting that fear that you feel and moving through it and growing from it. Make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. I know I've spoke quite a lot already, but we'll get to the method in just a minute. So hopefully you have a kind of understanding. Like you get stuck in that survival state because your mind's in that war, like polarized state, an integrated state where you have a balanced perception on whatever's going on. That's more powerfully present and more capable of dealing with whatever is coming up and coming your way. And again, this is all why you can't focus. You can't decide, you can't seem to take an action. You stay stuck, stagnating, which the longer you stay there, the more frustrated and worse it actually gets. And this is typically a protection thing. It's like every fear, but you're trying to avoid that which you're trying to avoid a negative and you're trying to protect, let's say, a positive, right? Every law, pause 2 seconds. That's what it is. So every fear boils down to a fear of loss or a fear of gain. The fear of losing that which we seek, or the fear of gain of that which we avoid. So through that principle understanding of what a fear is, that will apply to what's going on as well. There's typically some sort of fear or some sort of guilt or shame. Typically these two emotions are the ones that really weigh us down and keep us kind of heavy in the dark. But enough on that, park that for now, right? I think understand that you're not a failure, you're not failing. And if you are failing, that's not a bad thing, right? If you believe that I'm failing and I'm not getting it right, the only failure is if you quit. You can't succeed without the failure. Again, these come as a pair of opposites. Like you get a coin with two sides. You get positive, negative, heads, tails. You get success. You get failure. If you want more coins, you need to embrace both. You can't just get all the heads. You can't just get all the successes without the failures. You know what I mean? You need both. So trying to avoid one and get the other, that's going to keep you stuck. That's going to prevent you from moving forward because it's unrealistic. Okay? So the guilt, what's wrong with me? I should be further on by now. That isn't the truth about you. It's just the flood talking. meaning that when your mind's fucking, we typically start to self-depreciate instead of self-appreciate. And if we're in that state where our mind's just fucking scattered, it's like we're less present, we're less productive, we're less able to take action because our energy is just it's all caught up and burning out. It's like the engine in your mind is just, and eventually you've just spent all your energy thinking and not moving forward, which makes you then feel worse and the spiral continues, right? And I understand because I've been in this, I understand this. And when you shine a light on what's really going on, when you actually understand what's really going on, again, this whole spiral loses its grip over you, right? The fix was never more pressure. Pressure is what tipped you over. The fix is to get you out of the alarm and back into your thinking brain. So again, this comes back to using that higher part of the brain that you can access once you have everything kind of balanced and integrated rather than chaos. Calm first, clarity second, action third. That is the order. So here's the reset protocol. 5 steps. Anytime your head gets too loud, run them. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes and you'll feel the shift in the first two. And the name is really an acronym. R is for regulate your body, E for empty your mind, S to shift the charge, E to establish the one thing, and T to take action. So you can't think straight in a braced body. Like when your body's in that tense, stressed out way, you know what I'm talking about when you feel fucking shoulders up tight, jaw tight. It's like your breathing is how you access that higher part of your brain. It's the first step to calm yourself down so you can actually think clearly because you can't think clearly in that state. So first, relax your body through focusing your mind on your breath, breathing in through your nose, straight to the back of your head, expanding through your diaphragm. And do this right now, right this second, right? I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to do it once, but I want you to repeat it 7 times so we can pause the video once we've done the first one. Ready? So, breathe in through your nose for 7 seconds, like this, right? Hold your breath for 7 seconds. And then exhale through your mouth for seven, like this. As if you're blowing through a straw. And keep going until your lungs are empty. And then when your lungs are empty, and do it again. No, say 7 seconds. 7 seconds is quite a long breath. Do it between 4 and 7, right? If you can do 7, that's off to you. If you can only do 4, completely fine. The whole point is to control your breath in that kind of box. 7 in, 7 hold, 7 out, 7 hold. Repeat that 7 times. 2 minutes, and that's it. So by the end of that, your body gets out of that state of panic and immediately you're calmer. And now you can actually think. Only once you've done that, move on to step 2, E. I want you to pause the video right now. Do that. Pause the video and do it 7 times. Aim for the 7 seconds. And once you've done it, come back here. On you go. Did you do it? How are you feeling? If you didn't do it, get back and do it. Right. So that alone is going to calm your state right away. Your breath is powerful. Don't underestimate the power of it. Make sure you breathe through your diaphragm. You expand through here and then up into your chest. You'll probably find that when you initially do it, you might be breathing up into the chest, and that's why I can't get a deep breath. And that's going to accentuate that fucking stress feeling. Whereas when you can breathe deeper and fuller and longer, that's going to again calm your state. Right? So once you're regulated, now time to get work. Empty your mind. So a very simple exercise I use daily is called a brain dump. I just ask and answer the question, what's occupying space and time in my mind? That question, write it, and then below it, write all the things that come up and give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to run this process. So I would do this either in a journal or I would do it in my phone notes. Again, distraction free, run the process. And once you get everything that's going on up here out your head and onto a page, your mind's going to feel clearer immediately because you've just took all of this and you've put it out. There we go. It's out your head, it's on the page. Once it's on the page, we can then take the next step forward. But get out your head. If it's in your head, it's dead, right? It's just your It's think about all the clouds. It's like you're clearing all the clouds away, and you're just putting on a page. So then it's like the list doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be full sentences, just needs to be whatever's here. Anything from in the future, anything in the past, any things you need to do, should be doing, have to be doing, anything you feel guilty for, anything you're afraid of, anything needs to be done this week, this day, any goals, any dreams, any comparisons, any people, any conversations you're not having, whatever the fuck it is, get out. And again, the benefit you get from this is really down to how much effort you put into it. If you really want to make a shift in how your mind feels, how clear you are, you need to take the time to do it. Take more time to do it. Just fucking get it out. If you only do it for a couple of minutes, then you'll only get a little bit of clarity. If you do it for the full 10, then you'll get a lot more clarity. So test it, try it, do it. And again, I would say pause this video, give yourself the time to just brain dump at least 5 minutes until you feel your head is clear. All right. So pause the video, go do a brain dump either on your phone notes, a new note, or on a notepad and pen. Okay, I'm going to assume you did that, right? If you didn't, it doesn't make sense to go through the next step until you've did that, so make sure you do that first, okay? Now, S is shift the charge. And when I say charge, I mean emotional charge, because our emotions have charges, they have energy, and it's like trapped energy. And when the energy is trapped, it makes us rigid, it makes us tight, it makes us fucking heavy instead of feeling light and bright, right? So if you look back over your brain dump, there might be things that you feel really stressed about. There might be things that you feel guilty about. There might be things that you're afraid of, or self-depreciating thoughts that are kind of keeping you feeling like a bit shitty. Things that you should be doing, have to do, must do, need to do. Things that you haven't done that, whatever, right? But again, every single thing that you wrote down, anything that you have an emotional charge towards, just know that that emotional charge happens because in your perceptions there's something missing. There's missing information. You're not seeing something. If something's stressing you out, causing distress, you're not recognizing how this thing is actually benefiting you and how it's on the way to fulfilling what matters most to you, and how without that you actually wouldn't have the opportunity to grow, right? Maybe there's expectations on yourself that come from outside authorities, people on the outside, the family, the friends, who partner, like work, like there's all these people that you're maybe trying to please that you're struggling to keep up with, so you feel pressure because you're trying to live by their priorities, their values, and you're not honouring your own. Maybe this is a common thing that I see with clients, right? So just know that every emotion that you feel towards everything on your list, it's not the truth. It's feedback, right? The emotions aren't the problem, they're all the feedback. And emotions aren't truth. These are caused by incomplete awareness. You haven't seen the full picture, so you feel this feeling, which is completely fine. It's normal, okay? Accept it. Accept and acknowledge whatever feeling you feel, because there's a lesson in it for you. Right? It's guiding you towards something. Whatever that is, I can't tell you. You tell me. You make up your own mind on what that means to you. But I encourage you to take that view that it's all feedback. It's not the problem. There's something layers deeper causing this. So stress, typically when our expectations, our actions, the external isn't matching the internal, we haven't adapted to the changing environment, changing circumstance. So check your expectations. There's a saying, it's like try to achieve the unachievables or avoid the unavoidables is the source of all human suffering. Apparently the Buddha said that, right? We'll go with it. So if you're trying to achieve something that's not achievable, it's maybe one-sided, not aligned with your values, you're going to feel emotions to let you know that that's not realistic. If you're expecting someone else to do as you do, to live by your values, you're going to experience emotions because they live in their values, you live in yours. Expecting them to be as you are, not realistic, right? Same with you trying to live in someone else's values. If you're trying to live by their priorities and what they say and not necessarily what's right for you, you're probably going to feel these emotions. There's solutions to all this, right? The whole like values thing, right? I was going to go in a rabbit hole. Let's not. But if you're trying to live by their values, if you can't see how what they're wanting you to do is actually fulfilling you, you're probably going to feel these emotions. And same if you're trying to get into living your values and they're not, then it's like you need to be able to communicate the benefit to them and what's important to them to do what you want them to do. Side note, complete side note, right? But again, expectations on yourself or others, check them because that's the thing that's likely causing the emotional charge. Guilt shows up where you think something's slipped. They're not here to punish you, they're here to point to you. If you feel guilty, you're just assuming that what you've done has either caused yourself or someone else more negatives than positives. But if you actually investigate that and look at that, you might find that that's not entirely true. There is some benefits, at least, to them of that thing. You might think initially, no, there's not. That's why you feel guilty. If you want to shift the guilt, find what the benefits were to them. Shame is more self-directed. So if you feel shame for something you've done or not done, you're assuming there's more downsides than up to what that was. Not the entire truth. If you want to change that, go look at what the benefits you are getting out of the thing that you feel ashamed about. Like I felt this with money, not having money. It's like what the benefits of me of not having money. It makes me more resourceful. It makes me appreciate what I've got. It drives me with my work ethic to work. It makes me appreciate the people who I have got around me the now, the clients I've got, the business I've got. It helps me just be grateful, more powerfully productive now in the present rather than living in La La Land, right? Just an example of not having money. Something that you could feel shame about, shine a bit of light on it. What is it? We all feel shame at some point for something, but that emotion will keep you trapped. It'll keep you playing small, it'll keep you dim your light, it'll keep you feeling heavy and in the dark. Shine a bit of light on it, brighten up a bit, recognise what it is, work with it, learn from it, grow from it, extract the blessing and the lesson out of that stressing. And that might sound rude, but it's like there's a fucking process to that. It's all about finding the balance. Seeing what you don't see, what you're unconscious and unaware of. Look for it. Makes sense? Makes sense. Aye, so that's the golden question, really. How is this serving me? When you know what your values are, say it's like your work, your relationships, your health, whatever it looks like for you, if you can see how this specific moment, this challenge, whatever's on your plate, overwhelming, overthinking, how is it serving me? How is it guiding me? How is it teaching me to whatever? What is it teaching you? How is it benefiting you in your work? How is it benefiting your relationships? How is it benefiting yourself and your health? Ask the questions, create the links, find the links that they're there, but you just haven't made them yet. You'll say there's none, but if you look closer and deeper, you'll find that there is some. You just need to take the time to actually look and find them and create them, not just one or two. I'm talking like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, fucking 1,000 if that's what it takes. I don't expect you to do 1,000. I've done 1,000 links before. Don't recommend it. It takes forever. But the point is that if you have this skewed perception where this thing's more negative than positive, when you start stacking up the positives, you'll realise that you'll feel a shift in your body. That's the emotional charge shifting. When you balance that mind, your perceptions, you'll shift the emotional charge, you'll liberate yourself, free yourself, you'll be able to think clearer, bigger, farther, and for longer until the next thing comes up, and then you'll need to clear the next thing. There's infinite layers of fucking things. So once you clear this level, you just get to the next level. Don't rush it, take your time, be patient. I learned that the hard way. And yeah, same feeling, different meaning. We give the feelings the experience its meaning. So check the meanings that you're giving things. If you're attaching a negative, self-depreciating meaning to struggling, then you're going to feel ashamed and shitty when you struggle. And it's like, look at it objectively. See, when I say objectively, I mean a balanced, two-sided thing. I think it has negatives and it has positives. It doesn't have more one than the other. The reason we label it as one with the other is because we can see how this thing is challenging and negative and bad to our values. But the truth is that there is also that other opposite upside. Find that, whatever that may be. And once you find that, you will feel the shift. So I just encourage you to recognize that, do that work, do that reflection to find the other side that you're not seeing yet. The thing that's in the way becomes the way because it's on the way, right? Right. So after you've regulated your body, emptied your mind, shifted the charge, established the one thing, it all comes down to this. Everything you've just done up here, it only matters once you then take action after it. If you just done all that and you don't do this next part, what was the point? You're not going to make progress. You're not going to break through. You're not going to overcome that overthinking or overwhelm. You're just going to stay in that cycle, stay in that loop over and over and over again until you fucking break it. It's about taking responsibility, not blaming yourself and shaming yourself, but taking responsibility, your ability to respond, prioritize, and then execute. That's it. That's all ENTR. Prioritize, execute. Establish the one thing. And this is the question. What one thing can I do right now such that by doing it will make everything else easier or unnecessary? What one thing can I do right now that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Ask and answer your own questions. Ask it out loud, write it down, think, and just write what comes up. It's that simple. And trust that one thing comes up, especially when you've regulated your body, when you've emptied your mind, when you've shifted the charge. Your body, your mind, your emotions are all clearer, they're all neutralized, they're all stable. So in that state, you can think clearer, you can see clearly what your one thing is, and just trust what comes up. Don't list 10, list one. And if you even apply this back to emptying your mind, like if you listed 20 things on empty your mind, 10 things, apply the 80-20 principle. There's only 20% out of that 80, out of the 100, sorry, that are the highest priority, that are the most important, that are your biggest things. And this is the Pareto principle. So it's like 20% of actions produce 80% of results. 20% of the video that you've just watched here will produce 80% of the results, and then the other 80% produces the 20%. Basically, what that means is prioritize. Do first things first and second things never. Get clear on the one thing, the most important thing. Do that. And then once you've done that, get clear on the next one thing, the priority thing. It's a skill, and it's a skill worth developing, because if you don't fill your day with high priority challenges that inspire you, it's going to fill up with low value distractions that don't. Do ABCs, not XYZs, be wise, be prioritized. That's it. Do that every fucking day with every action that you take. Live by priority. Make sense? Hopefully. So, your head, it like felt full because there were so many competing priorities. When you establish that one thing, you've cleared emotional charges. It's like, right, okay, boom. Once you have that one thing, highlight that, write that down, set it in your calendar, decide when you're going to do it. If you can't do it right now, then decide when and where and how. Just lock it in and then stick to your commitment, stick to your word. Don't make it too big, make it so fucking small that it's hard not to do the thing. And just know that when you do that one thing, that's what connects to the bigger things. It's like big results all break down into small actions. So what you do today connects to your future tomorrows and every tomorrow thereafter. So decide, be decisive, take action. Be decisive, take action. Be decisive, take action. There's no right or wrong. There's just a decision to be made, an action to be taken. And once you do that, you get feedback, whether it fails or whether it succeeds or whether it is right, whether it is wrong. If you make mistakes, it doesn't fucking matter. Just reflect on it, learn from it, and adapt as you go. This is something I'm still learning right now. And to be honest, this is why this presentation's 35 fucking minutes long, because I'm just learning as I go. Before I thought, well, this needs to be stuck down to 10 minutes so people actually watch it. But you know what? I thought, fuck it. I'm going to create this presentation for as long as it takes. It will get better over time. Just get clear on what your one thing is and go there imperfectly. Stop putting pressure on yourself to get it perfect from the get-go and get it right from the get-go. Fail forward. Adapt. Overcome it. Do it again. Do it again. do it again, do it again, and you'll only get better at it. If you're not willing to be shit and get it wrong, then you'll never get it right. You don't deserve to get it right until you've got it wrong countless times. And every success is just a series of failures. If you see somebody successful, you better guarantee that they've just went through so many fucking failures that you haven't even seen. So yeah, don't worry about it. Set a priority, just go do it imperfectly. Make a mess of it. Do it. That's what matters. What you do. And you'll find that your highest priorities come back to your values, the things that are most important to you. And usually it's the most important, most urgent. Most important is usually the thing that's highest priority, highest value. Most urgent is usually the most pressing thing, probably external, that needs to be done now. You decide what your one thing is. And then lastly, just take action. That is it. You don't clear the fog by waiting for it to lift. You move through it. That's how you gain clarity. That's how you gain certainty. That's how you become more competent, which then makes you more confident. Confidence comes from competence, and you don't get competent until you've earned it. First, by being a beginner, being shit, getting it wrong, making mistakes, and then just refining as you go. Eventually, you get there. So, take the smallest possible step towards your one thing. Not the perfect version, just the next one. And just know that 1% is better than zero. Stop aiming for 100% on your first goal. Like, 50% is better than zero. 1% is better than zero. Just do something that moves you in that direction, and then commit to that. Commit to continuously doing that and leveling up based on that. So that is the reset protocol. Apologies for this being so long. I hope if you're still here, hats off to you. I'm hoping this was interesting and engaging enough, and I hope you've actually applied it as we went. If you haven't applied it yet, then please run through it. I've took a lot of time to really put this together. So when you run those five, like you'll feel your body settles, your head clears, and you know exactly what to do next. It's just a matter of going and doing it. You don't need your whole life sorted. You just need to reset this moment, get present now, and then focus on today. Like what you're going to do today. And every day is broken up into 4 quarters. You have your morning, your afternoon, your evening, and your night. So it's like if this is now morning, afternoon, evening, night, just decide what you're going to do in your last quarter of the day. That's it. Don't even worry about tomorrow, next week. Like get clear on what's next. Like that's it. And if you have something that's coming up, like write that down, schedule it in a calendar somewhere where you'll remember it. That's it. Go about your day, just in a better, calmer state. But yeah, clarity follows calm. Better decisions follows clarity. This is the difference between a bad day and a bad week. The reset is how you come back every single time. That whole protocol, you can run that in 5, 10, 15 minutes. You'll get better at it the more you run it. So it works if you work it. And a bad moment doesn't need to be a bad day. A bad day doesn't need to be a bad week. A bad week doesn't need to be a bad month. This is all in your perception. And you can change your perception now by asking and answering the right quality questions that bring balance to your mind. And once you bring balance to your mind, you'll free yourself of the emotions, you'll loosen the body instead of being up tense and tight. You'll access that higher part of your brain that can make decisions and take actions more wisely and more objectively with your long-term vision and mission, purpose, and whatever matters most to you. So just know that along the journey, you're going to get these highs, these lows, these ups, these downs, these fucking spirals, and these feeling stuck and stagnating, and all these obstacles. Like we all go through it. It's how you then face and embrace those obstacles, and then like, do you let that obstacle get in your way, or do you let it be the way and be on the way to something bigger, greater, and more fulfilling and inspiring to you? This is all up to you. You decide. You give it its meaning. So, yeah, run the reset and just, I don't know how you get on it. If you want to go deeper, I've got a couple of courses that I created before. These won't be here forever. I'm probably going to delete these because I'm just want to shorten everything down. But Reset 7 Back in Control breaks down. You can follow along. It's indigestible, kind of bite-sized chunks rather than this big gulp. So your next step, run this reset. Put it into practice immediately. Don't delay. Don't say I'm going to do it tomorrow or after this or whatever. Run it right fucking now, because if you delay, then you probably won't do it. You probably won't get the benefits from it. But if you run it and experience the benefits from it, then you're more likely to then do it again when you actually need it. And if you want help implementing this, run it first, get in the mindset, we'll book a coaching call, and we'll make sure that you understand and you grasp the kind of concepts that I've been discussed in this video. If once you implement it and experience the benefits, that's it, you've got a tool for life. So use it to your greatest advantage. Thank you for watching.